Hey, what's up with you? This is Crass, and this video is going to show you exactly how to spice up boring beats. A lot of us producers, we come up with the dope 4 bars and then that's it. We might add some spice to it, we might do a few things, but the main 4 bars doesn't really change. And a lot of that has to do with the fact that we might not really know how to add the right variants, or we might not really know what to do from the point in which we get to the 4 bars. So I'm going to show you how to end all that in a really quick and easy way. The first thing we do is we start out with our 4-bar loop. And from here, we might be, stuck. We might not really know what to do. We might think that we have to reprogram something if we want to make it different. We might think, a whole lot of things. So I'm going to show you a quick and easy way to spice your beats up, make them hot, make them dynamic without programming anything else new into it. Here we go. So the first thing that you want to do is duplicate your 4-bar loop and then put it to the right, just like this. And then the next thing we want to do is start with what is the most monotonous part of the beat. So for this, in my opinion, it's the 4-bar, it's the chords. So that just repeats over and over, right? So what we want to do is we want to modify a good easy way to do it is to modify the ending and maybe even the beginning. So a quick and easy way to do that is to duplicate it like this, and then click in the upper left right here, and then click make unique. So this is going to actually make this pattern separate, and then double click, and then we'll play it so we hear it. So from here, the first thing we might want to do is switch up something with this chord right here, because we have 4 chords and they go over and over and over again, and then we want to switch up this last one. So let's hear what that sounds like. So let's hear what both of them together sound like with just that simple change with one note. That will give us a little something. It's a good start. So we'll just start with this one. It's a good start. So all of a sudden we have a little bit of variance. So we'll take it a step further by copying and pasting the whole sequence. And then now we're going to modify something right here. And then we're also going to modify the end again. So we're going to click make unique and then go to this one right here. Hear what we got. So we might just want to add something maybe a lower, and just use your ear to have it tell you which sounds good or not. So we added like a darker sound. We might want to also add a brighter sound. After that, we will go to the end of this one and change up the end of it again. So we go make unique, and then right here, we will change up this ending. So we'll even change up these last two. So now let's hear it. Let's hear the whole thing. Remember, we changed up this one, then we changed up this one, then we changed up this one. So it's subtle, but when you hear the whole thing together, it makes more sense. So that's just the chords. So the next thing we do is attack the next element that sounds the most monotonous. So if you just notice graphically, what of these patterns looks like the most routine? I mean, they're all the same, but what sticks out to me just visually, which it can even help, is this section right here. So this does the same thing over and over again. So we follow the same strategy, same approach. We go to the second pattern and then we modify this. So we go to make unique. First, I'll let you hear it so that you can know what it sounds like. So again, it just repeats over and over again. So we already clicked make unique on this one, and then we're going to modify this one. So this one sounds different now. And something cool that you can just do in FL Studio is you can just select it, hold control and click down, and that will make the octave, it will make the notes shift down one octave. So let's hear what that sounds like with the beat. Just this section right here. So it's real subtle, you can't really tell that much, but we're gonna actually do the same thing with the last section right here, or the last two notes. And then we're going to also go and modify these last four. So this is actually a representation of what we call the A, B. Because at first, if it's just playing the same thing, we can call it A, 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 A. It's playing the same section over and over again. So by us making this change, this is the B section now. So it's A, B, A, A. And that is a pattern in music, but there's also called the A, B, A, C. So it's section A, change, and then section B, back to A, and then section C, which will also be another variance. So we'll click make unique, and then an easy way to do it, like without even really thinking, but knowing it'll work, is hold control and hit up, and then you're gonna hear this, and I actually will maybe move that up also. Let's see what we got. So the whole thing is playing now. So that's a subtle difference. You can't really hear it that much. I won't go too deep into it, but I think you get the picture. And then the cool thing is we can also do this with the drums, because the drums actually provide a lot of the dynamics in your beat. And the more you're able to switch up the drums in a sequential manner, the more dynamic your beats will sound. So let's hit up something like the hi-hat line. We'll modify the hi-hats, and we'll set it to 1/4 of a beat. Take this one back, double it up. Do that right here again. And then instead of having this roll, it will take it down an octave, or just a few notes. Change it up some more. Could drag these, maybe even drag them lower, and then maybe even drag these higher. You know, just for example's sake, I'll show you how changing this up helps. And then once we have something cool, we might even want to just take this out altogether. Click this, duplicate it right here. So now we got what's called A, B, A, C. So let's listen to what the whole thing sounds like. So already we have a little bit more dynamic. So we'll take it a step further. We'll go after something else, maybe the snares. Okay, so these are the claps right here. Pretty basic. We'll go to the second one, change these up. Turn on the metronome so we can hear the beat. And then maybe even add the triplet at the very end, which is pretty prominent right now. Maybe something like that. Let's hear what that makes it sound like. And then something that we can do is make sure that the velocities are lower. So then we move the velocities down right here. Turn off the metronome. And then we might just want to duplicate it right here. And you'll notice that the hi-hats are doing their thing over here, and the claps are now more active. You know, music is movement. You want to make it dynamic. So what I'm going to do right here is turn down the velocities so it's a little bit more subtle. Also, what we can do is, you notice how all of the hats are pretty constant in their velocity, so we can just vary them, go every other, and just turn them down, and it's going to give it a more rhythmic feel. So what we did is we just modified these right here, and since this also right here is the A section, it's going to automatically do it. So we've done it in both places, so we still got to do it here. Give your hi-hat some variance by modifying the velocities of every other. And I'm just doing very basic, not even really spending too much time reviewing what it's going to make it sound like, but we know that if we do it within a certain range, if we just keep it pretty even keel, we know that it's going to have a big difference. Okay, so it's moving a little bit more, so we might attack something else. What is this doing? Oh, that's the bass, or the kick. We got another snare right here. We'll modify this snare. Oh, this is on triplet, so we might want to move it back to fourths. And then do this one right here. So now what we have is this one's modified because this is the snare. I should have did this before, but I'm just doing it now. We're going to rename them so we know what we're dealing with. So we've got a little bit more dynamics in the beat already, just from a few simple changes. You didn't have to reprogram anything, just basically copy and pasting and modifying the new pattern. Let's see what we have here in the kick. Oh, this is the snare. That's the claps again. This one right here is the kicks. We're going to start with the second one again. So just play around with it, have fun with it, let your ear tell you what sounds right. And then we're going to take this one out and duplicate it right here. Let's see what everything sounds like. Notice at the end, when you put all these changes together, you come out with some cool switch ups that you might not have even thought would come out, but it sounds good. So there you have it. That's how you make variants in your beats. Just keep changing, keep modifying, keep varying from the original 4-bar loop that you have. Copy the next section over to the B section, modify the B section. You can even leave the A section how it is, and then modify the C section. A, B, A, C. There you have it.